G'day mates, how you going? I'm Alan Bites, your favorite English teacher. I'm gonna start sharing some ideas of a story, and then I could come back with a different story. You try to match the ideas of the story using some vocabulary in here. There was this widow who had gotten hitched with a strange man, and I think it was bad timing for them to have gotten married, because actually they were on a reality show where they met each other in the audience, because this man had snatched the woman's cell phone from her purse, and only when she got into the common area of the building she realized that her object had been missing. She got some hired help to help her find her object. When they found each other, when she finally found who he was and she saw her object, she was, bingo! Yeah, it was you. Yeah. The father of this story, he liked to get down to business because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, which means that having simple objects stolen would mean nothing for him, especially if it's something of little importance, of money, value, but not something that is emotional to him. Now, despite all his money and his access to that he could be having friends, he lived in an empty nest, and he really had his heart on finding the true love. This would definitely mean the world to him. Now, mothers, as you would consider, they always like going the extra mile, using a hand if they can. Now, if they are not offered any help, they'll get whomever it is out of their hair, because it's the thought that counts. And if there's no thought of other person helping them, they'll do things by themselves. Because women, mothers, they love to see things for themselves. They don't like to just have people saying that they're going to help, but they never help. As a token of appreciation, especially now that we are getting close to Mother's Day, show women in your life, the mother, with a little bit of love, some hug, maybe a gift if you can. It doesn't have to be something expensive, but something meaningful. And you know how it is with the younger brothers, right? Because this family has like brothers and sisters, and usually the youngest brother, the parents are all over the young brothers or sisters. And the older ones are always the first ones to be kicked out of the house as soon as they get older. And the amazing thing of having brothers and sisters is that they bug each other a lot. Actually, do you have a brother or sister? Are they a pain in the neck? Well, even if they are, I believe you would love them, wouldn't you? In this family, it's a big family with a lot of brothers and sisters, and there's always that brother, and there is one brother who has everything going for him, which makes him filthy rich. And he's the kind of risky person who always tries his luck, setting up new businesses and stuff like that. And there is a sister in this family who can't stand that. I believe this could be jealousy, which it could happen in any family, right? Now, continuing with my fictitious story here, there's also this gardener, the person who takes care of the garden of the house, the flowers of the house, and the plants of the house. But the great part of his service is pretty lousy, and this gardener is a guy who is pretty down in the dumps. He's always eating and to try to understand how this family works, like how do they keep this relationship with themselves, among themselves. And unfortunately, it's very hard for him, being down in the dumps, to wear his heart on his sleeve. He never really talks about it. I think he's in love with one of the sisters, but he thinks she's way out of his league, which means he's got a fat chance with her. Have you ever had a crush with someone close to you? I know that's none of my business, but I'm just getting you to practice some English as I'm sharing my story using expressions in English. Well, as this is a family with a good financial organization, they also have a housekeeper. This housekeeper is nuts about cleaning. She looks for every spotless mistake, every spotless dirt, in order to make it clean. She has a thing for making things pretty clean, and sometimes she even stays a little bit later to finish some cleaning that she hadn't finished out of the goodness of her heart. And even if the family tries to convince him paying her for the overtime, what she says goes. This attitude of her drives the family bonkers. There's also the fiance of one of these sisters from this family who is about to get married, and she's looking forward to the day of her wedding. Come to think of it, I understand now why she keeps checking out on hotel prices and stuff like that. I think she's thinking of her honeymoon, yeah, and she's planning to go abroad for that. And although it's something that she's really craving, I don't think it's her fiance's cup of tea. And actually, I don't know if she's planning to get married, yeah, with her fiance who doesn't like traveling, or she's planning to elope with the gardener or someone in the house, or someone who visits them in the house or something. Well, it all comes down to family, right? Families have their ups and downs, their peaks and troughs, right? Now, this family, they also, one of their businesses is owning a restaurant. And there's a chef in this restaurant, and the chef runs the whole shebang, including the cooking in the house, actually, not just the restaurant. And you know, there's a knife, yeah, that he uses for cooking. And you know, there's some cutlery that this chef uses for cooking, which are made of gold, silver, and bronze. And I think these objects are his prized possession. And I don't think he'll ever hand it down to anyone. One thing I know for sure, the family can't count on the chef. Well, there's one thing that the widow saw firsthand though. Something is going on in that house, and she's well aware of that, and she doesn't want to talk about it. Is she the one to whom the gardener is falling head over heels for? Now, the bride-to-be of the man who was about to get married has a lot of spare time and pulled something off. And I think it has to do with him tying the knot. One of the partner-to-be's sister is her partner in crime, and she always knows which way the wind is blowing. And although we know the sisters are on the right track, they actually seem like cold feet about it. I'm not sure if they want to settle down. I believe these sisters are in on something. They're just trying to buy some time because they have something up their sleeve. I believe though by the end of the story everything will fall into place. But perhaps I'll come back with other parts of other stories. I'm here just sharing stories. Yeah, fictitious stories just to practice vocabulary with you. Yeah? Take your notes, use sentences, and thanks for watching. Stay sharp. Peace.